in the standings. And we do get Eric of Void Spirit as well. So that's going to be nice to see. Actually, and normal? No, he's chilling. So I am also, once again, always very intrigued on what the item build is going to be for a carry Void Spirit, how that differs from like a mid one. I do hope there's a Silver's Edge somewhere in that item build. I think that's a very good item for the Void overall this game versus the Timber and the Viper. I think it gives you a lot of extra mobility and just a nice ways to be able to get out of fights. We also see Void Spirits like to go into the Daedalus as well, so just having a little bit of that extra crit could be nice for him.
30 seconds.
Yeah, of course. And it is, again, going to combine together with a lot of this minor summon that they've got off the Wave of Terror. Even just being able to right-click a little bit more often if you eventually do start to scale. You don't need to rely completely on the Astral Step to be able to do a lot of that burst damage, plus 50 attack speed if you do opt to go into that level 15 talent on the Beastmaster with the maxed out Inner Beast. Aura is just, it's so much. You've already going to build into this power treads because, again, you're a position 1 Void Spirit. You want to be farming a little bit further. So looks like they really don't want to contest into this Timbersaw plus Viper at the level 1 mark, and completely understandable. Normal End, again, really playing one of these heroes that relies heavily on their positioning. Shadow Demon in the previous series, this time around the Vengeful Spirit, and he's really going to need to be on point for getting these swaps off, right? Against the Mystic Flare, against the Mag Skewer back, against a Timbersaw just looking to burst his way in on top of you.
Do we feel like he can do that though? Like, is there going to be difficulties for Team Disillusion to get on top of the Venge?
No, I don't think they're going to have too much difficulty, to be honest. Like, you've got, again, the Mag, you've got the Timbersaw. The thing that they are lacking, though, is vision. And that's something that you're going to be able to provide off of the back of the Wave of Terror, off of the Beastmaster Hawk, off of, even a Batrider, who, it's actually a position 5 Batrider. So, maybe looking to play a little bit more selflessly, looking to, you still need to be that initiator, I suppose. But it also just means that you might need to just give your life up, and it's so hard to make that choice because you're such a useful hero to have in a lot of these team fights. We've seen like Flame Break changing things around, just being able to interrupt things like that Skewer.
So I wonder how Timber actually shapes up versus the Universal heroes. I haven't really seen these lanes. I just wanted to take a quick look, like how Whirling Death even affects it. It looks like they lose 5% of each attribute. So, we all know Whirling Death is incredible against strength heroes. I can't imagine it's going to be too bad versus the Universal as well.
No, definitely not. You are against 2 Universal heroes as well, though, right? So they're going to be pumping in a lot of damage going back your way regardless. And again, it's a Batrider.
Shining, skewered under the tower, it looks like, from Lonfer, and they're going to be able to get Normal End as well. Ranfu will die, but Lonfer should be able to chase him down. Shockwave back up, but feels like he doesn't have the damage. In fact, Normal End, he's posturing pretty aggressive, but still with the Magic Missile being a bit longer of a cooldown level 1, he won't be able to get the Mag as well.
This is the thing, though, against, it's... Mag's a Universal hero, but he's still like that same beefy, strengthy style. Looks like they might be able to get away. Doesn't have the highest armor to be able to start the game with. Same sort of thing with the Skywrath mage. He's obviously in a lot worse of a position. It's Normal End. Is he going to be able to get another use out of that Wave of Terror off? Trying to get the deny.
Oh. No. Very, very close there.
Has Blink skilled up. To be very careful with where exactly you're blinking against a Viper at this stage of the game, though. But obviously Viper, one of the slowest heroes in the entire game, 275 movement speed. So playing around that tree line, small KK is going to be able to avoid it. Just looking to max out the stats as well. 5 Iron Branches for the Viper.
Wait, did you say it was Universal?
Yep. Oh,
I'm sure
he was showing. I'm sure he was showing like that on one of the lists. Okay, maybe he's not. Me dumb.
Call yourself an analyst.
Yep. Bro, I swear I saw it.
I thought you were supposed to know everything. Even the name of Viper himself, which you don't know, so...
I don't know his name. I know he's a Nether Drake, and I know he's from the Nether Reaches, and I know he's actually... Pugna made him his pet, briefly. but I don't know his name. So
I'm quickly trying to find out, but I can't. So never mind. I
it's
don't
just
know as
Viper.
well.
There
That's
we
just
go.
Viper. Okay.
Well, yeah, that Viper is his name. It's not like
Is he in
the
danger?
thing that he is.
Oh, he's in a lot of danger. 3 supports. All right. They're really wanting to try and shut down small KK, and hopefully they can give the kill. Oh,
Denied.
what? Aaron, are you serious? What a baller.
Aaron Yeager doing it again, saving the world. Oh, that SMG voice line. I remember, who was it that was spamming it out in C? It might
Too
have
many.
just even
I
been
don't know.
Force. It might have been Force. He's a big voice line spammer.
He is. At least he's continuing to rep his home region, which is always good to see from Aaron. And he's been over in China for quite some time now, though. Overall, I mean, lane's going very well for Dire. Who see they, in particular, with this Viper last pick, making Echoes have a very difficult time. So he's only had to go 1 point in the Shadow Strike. Wants that little bit of catch up in the Scream, some extra nuke, but means that with all the rotations they had to mid, it's going to slow down your side lanes.
getting
See
Skewer back up
normal
top.
end. And there's some danger. Lonfer might just go for the good old right clicks and we'll be able to kill him off. Echoes is starting to move on over though, but he should be able to get Ranfu. I don't know if they get Lonfer. In fact, he might be in a lot of trouble with the tower aggro. Even got the
those neutral
neutrals
creeps.
not working to his favor as well, but it looks like, is that a worthwhile rotation? Maybe, yeah, you can have the Venge TP back up to refill the bottle, but god damn, and you are having a free game for Viper.
That's the thing, right? I really don't think you could afford to just leave him solo here. Like, he's just going to start to scale even further. You've only got the 1 point in the blink, so just really needing to be on point with where you're positioning that as well. Such a long cooldown at level 1, and yeah, the Viper Strike, it's approaching.
And meanwhile, you've left the Void Spirit alone down bottom, so...
Ranfu down might be in a bit of trouble, though.
And it looks like he will be. So finally,
But I mean,
I get another kill
solo
that will be
XP though.
returned.
I really don't think that the Viper cares about that. Like, he's pretty happy with the overall outcome there. Just being able to get that solo XP, at least it's Echoes that ends up getting that kill. And bottom lane, is Timber going to be okay, or is he actually going to be able to get the kill here? Looks like they will.
All right.
Things are going really well.
Yeah, they've still got the catapult wave down bot. So I don't think there's much the Batrider is going to be able to do to shrug off this attempt. So this tower, I mean, it might in fact completely go down off one siege creep.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you've got a Vanguard, you've got a reactive armor, and is able to just take up absolutely everything. Still no Sonic Wave
TP.
for the Quap.
Okay, just chain away.
He'd already used the Flame Break prior, so he knew that he would always be able to get that Timber chain off. Might be in a little bit of danger, but that tower's doing a lot. Oh, they protect the tier 1, but for how long?
Well, now they're going to protect mid, though. You've
Yep.
still got this catapult wave here. Small KK just beating into it with Ranfu acting as bodyguard, who's level 5. So all the kills helping out the levels in the supports. And they're going to try and bring down the Queen of Pain as well. With the cliff forward Echoes, he'll tick out. This could start to get out of control pretty fast. You mentioned that last arc. Like, this was a lineup that needed to be kind of controlling the early game with the tempo and wanting to end early. And with the lanes going this poorly, I don't think we're going to see that be the case.
And they're just looking to continue that dominance. They've fed back the bottle over to Small KK, so he has that full charges to be able to play around with. Quap still without the Sonic Wave. She needs it, even just for a little bit of that pushback, honestly. The damage, it's great. Just get these heroes away from me is the biggest concern for Echoes right now. It's like Timber should be able to get that bottom tower, trying to outlast each other. Void Spirit's just a little bit too quick. No power treads finished up yet, but the Gloves of Haste giving him enough attack speed to be able to get those 2 right clicks off.
Aaron might be in some danger. Never mind. Boys are chilling. Just supports running past each other, looking to try and connect with the Timbersaw bottom, who's got not a whole lot of mana to play with this potential kill. It's actually top lane, though. RP using the Skewer under the tower. Shining's going to go for the straight TP out. Oh, okay. Small KK had the read that if he kept getting the damage in. Wasn't going to tick inside the base, so wants to try and quickly use the haste to connect to mid, because Aaron will get dived now with multiple heroes showing top. Echo still in some danger. Nicely done from Aaron. Just gets that telekinesis off at the last second on his dying breath, and that's going to enable them to get the kill onto Echo, so a great return for that investment.
They tried to get the hell away from me play there on the Queen of Pain. It just wasn't enough. You know, again, 1 point in the blink. It's really not a lot to be able to play around with. And you can see with Red Fudao, he's just looking to play around that Ancient Seal. Already 2 points into it. It's going to combine together pretty well with both the Viper and the Timber.
Speaking of the Timber, they should be able to get the kill. Oh no, that only gets more difficult as the game goes on as well. So if you're already unable to bring him down now, that is some very concerning signs.
Able to just quickly pick up a Lotus for himself. Just to pop it pretty quickly. And then he's all good to go. Still has that Vanguard, of course, to be able to play around with. Plenty of creeps as well to be able to build up those reactive armor stacks.
What are your thoughts on the Vanguard from Shining? Vanguard into Helm Dom?
I just think this lane would have been so impossible if you didn't go it, right? The Magnus wants to kind of stay a little bit more passive. He's actually gone... That's the thing that I'm a little bit more perplexed about, is this Mask of Madness build on Lonfair. That, you know, it is a position 1 Magnus, and you do hit like an absolute truck, so having a way to be able to just stay in this jungle and lifesteal and basically act like a Terrorblade feels pretty nice too. And of course, the disassemble is going to allow you to build into that Echo Saber anyway, so not the worst option.
Just taking a look at there's many stacks in the jungle for the Beastmaster. Looks like there's a double at both the Ancients. But the lead that Dai have, they can continue to play very aggressively and maybe even try and take those stacks away. In fact, they're going to try and smoke the top, where they feel like Lonfair is the target of their next attempt on Last Ark.
I mean, it's just about protecting the space that they have to farm. Oh, no fit out.
Going to be able to get up to him. All they need, a little bit of control. Shining should take out the damage over time. So, and you see they're not really farming across the map as well. Erica back inside the base, Echoes as well. So 4 heroes to be able to get the kill top. You're very happy with it considering no one else is on the map for Last Ark.
So one thing that I was a little... Nope, actually mid-lane smoke, okay.
Yeah. Flame break into the lasso. Let's see if they're going to have enough damage, but the Sonic Wave, though, maxed out Corrosive Skin, just shrugs off that attempt. And that is not going to get... where's the damage going to come from when you're this far behind? The supports don't have levels. This is looking...
They completed the TP here onto the Timber Saw, so I think he needs to make sure that he sticks around and you take this mid-tier 1 tower, because I just want to see them following around this Beastmaster as much as possible. You know, it's the 12-minute mark. You're going to get a top power room, which is a regen most likely. Well, you're going to get a kill anyway onto normal end. Happy enough to be able to do that. But you got to just make sure that you're playing around this Beastmaster as much as possible. He's got a gigantic stack to be able to potentially take. If you're able to slow down his Helm of the Dominator, you've got Viper going into a Midas. You know, I was kind of wondering, is this going to be small KK? He didn't go the Boots of Travel, so he's going to have a little bit more difficult of a time picking up a lot of this farm. It doesn't really help the fact that you're a slowish sort of hero. But Midas, as long as you're able to slow down the Beastmaster and getting to that Helm Dom timing, it's really going to slow down that eventual Helm of the Overlord timing, which then, of course, has the flow-on effect. You get more value out of the Midas. This Timber Saw gets even further out of control. The Magnus with the Empower as a position 1 is going to get even further and further ahead. So, Yep.
Okay. I don't know about that. Just walking on forward. They're probably going to look to take this stack. I mean, Timber doesn't have the greatest mana pool. I think he needs all of his resources to potentially take a fight at the end as well. So with them leaving the area, they might lose his high ground ward.
I mean, Lonfair doesn't have a TP as well. You know, obviously Magnus is the best hero that they have right now on Team Dissolution to be able to take that tower. So I wonder if he's going to go down and farm these creep camps, or if he's going to actually just take the Twin Gate up towards that top side of the map. I guess as long as that ward stays standing and they see them not doing it, there's no real reason for him to move.
Yeah, it's just love and life down bottom. Uncontested is Lonfair. Got the Echo Saber now getting delivered for him. And he's actually going to come join the boys as well.
I like it.
Still have that ward, Danog. It hasn't been dewarded just yet. And now they're going to be able to catch out Erica as well. It's an early start from Ranfu. Magic Missile stolen gives him a little bit of extra control. Unfair pump fake of the RP. Nice cancel. Means they still got it for the eventual fight to break out.
They got the objective they wanted, though. They wanted the stack. They just wanted to prevent this Beastmaster from scaling. And look at what it's enabled, right? Small KK, just 200 gold away from the Midas, Beastmaster. Maybe now the fact that that was taken away, I think is it revealed? I mean, he is showing with the Gloves of Haste, so I guess they're considering that this might be a Midas. I hope that he doesn't buy up the components of it because he's still holding on to a lot of this net worth on the Beastmaster. Maybe you could just go into the Drums of Slum instead.
And the vision across the map for Dire. Okay, I was speaking about that. Batrider just gets a D-ward that was scouting out a couple of heroes moved to bottom. We do have the Wisdom Rooms up. Echoes looks like he's going to be able to steal the bottom one. And that's some much needed experience as well for him. Level 9 currently at this stage of the game.
Oh, he's got to be quick.
Okay, just able to get the blink away.
It was so close, that Ancient Seal, to being able to land onto him. So, I mean, little victories that they're able to get. Void Spirit was able to take the other one on the top side as well. So, I mean, they're even just prioritizing giving those Wisdom Runes over to the cause at this stage just because of how hard of a time they had to be able to start this one off.
So do we feel like Dire, bottom lane, onto the back? And we'll be able to bring him down? A lot of damage between the two on the Sky and the Viper, but do we feel like Dire have the capability to find pickoffs across the map? Because it feels like the game plan from Radiant's just going to be to try and split push as much as you can, delay the game, and just hope you're going to be able to farm in locations where they're unable to catch up to you.
I mean, Batrider's good at being able to do that, but I'm not sure Venge has the same sort of success possibilities. I mean, even the Quap to some extent, right? At least until you get into that Aghanim Scepter, probably going to have a pretty hard time of just being able to secure some of those waves. The swap back from the... actually, was that Venge swapping? I guess it was. I thought it was a Rubik swap. Just putting him on the wrong side. That doesn't help.
No, it does not at all.
So props have to be given over to Shining, right? He sees that Gloves of Haste. He pivots away from the Helm of the Dominator.
And they're doing a decent chunk of damage onto him, bro. It's going to keep him inside the Firefly as well. And finally, something will go the way of the last arc. But Dire's starting to put a lot more attention at top. The rotations that come through the Rift. Unfair's ready with the RP as well. Doesn't see the greatest angle for it. There's a good Hawk down. Giving a lot of information to play with. They're starting off the small KK. Beefy here on the Viper. That's not really the person you want to put all your attention onto. Maybe the Magnus, though, could be the call. There's a swap at the ready for normal end. They are very hesitant. 2k health they have to go through along with the shield rune as well.
It's a pretty big kill that you've given up on the Timbersaw. It was very small, but he had like a 0.2 second window where he could have got off that 20 charge magic wand, but instead he opted to go for the Timber Chain first. So, you know, even tiny decisions like that could be the difference between life and death. And, well, the last arc, they'll be more than happy to be able to take that win. Ward is still here on the high ground. They see everything, but... Fair. Oh, he's going to need to...
Oh, it's awkward. What's going on? They should be able to... Oh, screw it. They still want Shining, and they won't get anyone.
Surely this gives them the information that this is wanted on the high ground. I mean, the sentry that they've got covering most of the ancient camp area is not going to reach up onto that high, but... a little bit odd, some of the decisions coming through. At the end of the day, though, 8k net worth lead still maintained. Timber is not going to block up the camp, really just wants to take it for himself, but he's kind of putting himself a little bit isolated away from the rest of the team. I guess for why, he's looking at, more importantly, taking away some of the enemy team's farm that they've got to be able to play around, because this is the last place that Team Disillusion want to be. They want to keep playing aggressively. They want to try and take away your farm on your side of the map. Gotta say, Small KK has gotten a lot of really great items there, hasn't he? Grove Bow, Hurricane Pike, Midas is almost an unbeatable turret to have to go through.
Lasso out onto the mag. Again, this hero's got a lot of health, though. On first shrugs off the lasso. Now with that on cooldown, Timber knows no fear. Might be able to get the TP out, but on first quickly in with the remaining damage required to get the kills. So there's still a lot of heroes down bottom. Meanwhile, Shining's shoving out top. I mean, you've got Erica also trying to push out this mid lane as well. So it's not the worst death at all.
It's not the worst, but you're still getting into more items. Like the net worth lead is growing, and Roshan is going to TP down bot in 1 minute. So I really want to see Team Dissolution just continue to play around this bottom side of the map. You know, maybe protect this top tier 1 tower for the next couple of waves on Aeonid. Use that to be able to get closer to your full Kyra and Sarge. But after that, just take the Twin Gate back down and look to play around the bottom side of the map. Take away their tier 2 tower, because they're just not ready to fight into you. I don't think you can afford to give up the space for a Batrider to be able to get into this Blink Dagger, for example. That could potentially change things around entirely.
Is that like the next smallest timing they have? Because I was going to ask, what do you feel like is the biggest peak now with them behind? Like, what is the ultimate stage when they feel like this is probably, if we're going to have a comeback fight, this is it?
Maybe not immediately after the Blink Dagger. Maybe they're just going to use that to create more space with the Batrider, because you're getting close to a Manta Style on the Void Spirit. You're getting close to the Aghanim Scepter on the Queen of Pain and her level 12. So probably those two timings are really what they're wanting to be playing around. So it's just a matter of what can you lose until then. I think they just need to give up this tier 2 tower. There's no point defending it. Can they get a tower of their own in exchange? Can they get into this next set of items for themselves? It's not the greatest tower taking lineup outside of the Beastmaster. They're actually even making this TP back on the Timber, just wanting every little bit of net worth that they can get. Erica's going to need to be quick on his feet. Can he get away?
Looks like he will. Let's escape. Need more mid lane though? Shining? All they need is 2 heroes to potentially be able to bring him down. They're going with the lasso.
I don't know.
It's a lot of damage from the Batrider. Is it going to be enough though? Small KK gets some distance with the Hurricane Pike, and finally, man, this Batrider was doing a stupid amount of damage just by himself there.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You don't really need items on the Batrider, and that was the Blink Dagger reveal as well, coming from YYYY. So, you know, turning around that gank attempt onto Shining. Shining, at the end of the day, he's the one to get the last hit as well. So, despite all of the contribution that the support's made, look at the damage output, actually, though, by the Viper. 2,900. The next highest was 1,000. This guy is crazy farmed and outputting a ton of damage at this stage of the game, but I feel like they might have missed a very small opportunity there on Team Dissolution, right? Like they reached a few of their big timings. At least now they've got the Kaya Sange. They're scanning the Roche Pit on Radiant because they know that this is probably where Team Dissolution should be. Just the fact that they're not there quite as quick as anticipated, they're going to be able to avoid this scan and might be able to get this one for free anyways.
Does seem like Radiant though was starting to group up around bottom, so I feel like it might be go time for them. With all these items completed, maybe this is that one fight they were looking for.
And they take it quickly enough. Viper's not there. It's only Erica showing on the lane.
This is not a very good Roche lineup. But Timber's going to have to use a lot of his resources. They'll get a glimpse of the Viper pathing down to bottom. They've got the lasso up in a couple seconds as well, but he jumps beforehand, so it's going to give them time to react. Both supports start to swing on over. Rubik puts himself in a compromised position. He will end up going down.
But I mean, Raw being used onto the Rubik is a pretty big deal. Very well worth the buyback too.
Jump over the right. Quick silence, but the Manta's going to be able to perch it off. Now with the lasso as well, they get the mag. And now the Timber's in trouble as well. Look at the damage that Radiant finally pumping out is Erica. A triple for the Void Spirit. Going to look over to Small KK as well. Still, this is pretty survivable, but as soon as everyone gets on top of him, they're going to get the spot back on Ranfil as well. Erica, he deserves the rampage and he'll find it. What a fight. One is all they needed. The timing was there. The perfect sequence of events. And Last Dark can now get Roche as well.
Really does feel like they missed that big opportunity, doesn't it? You know, like all of this experience, all this gold, gold now being fed through to the last dark, and I mean they take Roshan so much quicker. They've got good damage spread across all five, excuse me, especially when they're fighting together. You know, that Wave of Terror, that Vengeance aura, that Inner Beast aura just allows them to snowball over these team fights. You really don't want to be in a position to get picked off because they've got so much repositioning on the top of the swap, the Batrider lasso as well. So yeah, just a little bit too spread out there, and maybe just delaying their objective taking a bit too much on Team Dissolution.
And very important thing was all the levels that you're able to get off the back of the fight. I mean, you're level 15 now on Erica, so one behind the Magnus off the back of that Rampage is over halfway towards a Skadi as well. So what the hell is the status quo of this game now? Like, what's the game state? Who's favored? Because it's only 1,000 net worth lead.
Well, it's getting to the state where I just want to have a look at what Magnus's items are. All right, so he's got Blink Dagger and he's got a Harpoon. They need to be the ones to be able to get the jump. The issue is you've got Batrider pushing lanes out, making that a whole lot more challenging. He was trying to do it just onto a solo target with that double damage on Lonfair, but you're also going up against a Beastmaster as well that shining. Once again, he's having a pretty solid game, providing a ton of vision with his Hawks, and it just becomes very hard just purely off the back of this Batrider and the Beastmaster on their own.
Or do they want small KK instead?
KK.
Instant swap back into the Remnant Lasso as well for good measure. The
nice
stolen swap. No way it's enough. Erica still jumps over the top to help them secure a double kill for the boys on Last Dark, and the momentum is really starting to build for Radiant.
I give it some respect over to Aaron, saying, you know what, nice attempt. You nearly ended up saving your mid laner, but I mean, this is the thing, right? You're playing with a Rubik and a Skywrath mage. You do not push waves out as well as like a support Batrider does. So I just feel like they're not playing this one super correctly. I mean, Skywrath during all of that engagement was mid, slowly pumping out level 1 arcane bolts into a creep wave. That's not going to be able to deal with it when Batrider could just drop the Firefly, take a lane creeps, take a couple of neutral camps at the exact same time.
This is your carry Magnus team. And
he's going on a guy with the Aegis.
No, boys. Danog.
They're all dead.
They are indeed. What is going on? What? All right.
That's chill. That's what that is.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say any words because I'm kind of speechless.